My name's Hawa, and I am the Young Poet Laureate for Coventry.
I'm Emily Lauren Jones and I'm Coventry's Poet Laureate. When people see it like on my website or whatever and they say, oh, you're the Poet Laureate, what does that mean? There's a lot of elements to it, but it is just being an advocate for something that you are hugely passionate about. We get approached and we get to do things like this amazing project because they're looking for poets to represent Coventry, and I guess fortunately for us we're sort of an obvious choice at the moment as it's a new role.
For me, being the Young Poet Laureate it's an absolutely amazing experience, and as Emily said, we get to have so many opportunities. Like this goes to the runes, and also when Little Amal came, the puppet came to Coventry. It's given me an opportunity to explore Coventry as a city itself. Like I don't really go to the cathedral much, and I haven't really been around this part of Coventry that much, but I've had to come here just to be in poetry workshops and stuff like this one here, and it's amazing because I get to explore the city that I've grown up in my whole life, and yet I didn't know much about it. So it's really nice being able to do that.
We've got some amazing poets, some amazing voices, some who aren't necessarily the obvious people who have been known for working on things before. They're not actually people I've worked with before, which is really lovely because you see each other at all the different events. You think you know everyone. So when you meet somebody who's doing what you do in the city and you don't know each other, it's great to make that connection. We've talked today about these basic core values that people in Coventry hold, and that is the thing that no matter what else is going on, that doesn't change. We are aware of the history of the city. The cathedral is so symbolic of the spirit of Coventry, something that was broken, but thanks to the community and that inner strength, it grew again. That I think we hold that within us. We are welcoming, we are made up of people who are very different to each other but do hold these same values. We've talked about the amount of stuff that goes on in Coventry, the different groups that we all feel that we belong to, and community isn't something that's separate groups. It's not there's that community, that community, that community. Actually, it's more of a Venn diagram of communities all linked together.
I think it's wonderful, and what kind of surprised me is that there are people who came from other countries and they don't speak English as their first language, but they were able to make such beautiful connections with all the themes we were talking about, and like they were talking about their experiences in Coventry, and it makes me feel really It's very heartwarming that they can identify Coventry as that place that's very peaceful. It's a sanctuary. It's welcoming, and that's really amazing to see.
I won't ruin it, but there's a very famous war poem that's going to be in the past section. I was slightly upset to find that I'm not the future of the world anymore. I am now the present. But I have been working with a group of poets, including Hawa, and we're creating a sort of community poem, a collaborative poem, and we're all feeding into that, and I'm going to be taking everyone's ideas and, like, I guess it's a big jigsaw puzzle, gonna put it all together and come up with something awesome because the ideas that I've had are brilliant. So I'm very excited for this. And I've also seen what someone else has come up with, which is equally amazing, and I will let her describe that.
So my poem's based on the future, and I think it's really special because it links to how there's the whole community thing, but that also links on to the future and how we're changing. So the future isn't really too different from the past and the present. As Emily was saying, there are loads of communities, but that doesn't mean that we all have to like be separate. And one thing I noticed is that in the word community, you have the word unity, and I like that because unity itself is us all being one, and that really links into communities, how there's lots of different communities but we're all one at the same time. And this just reminded me of one of Emily's lines in her poems that says holding hands because we're the same and holding hands because we're different.
We've been really fortunate to have a sneak preview of the music that's been created for this, and Nitin, who's done it, is immensely talented. He's world class, isn't he? And we've got that in Coventry, so that's brilliant. And we actually used his music in our session today, so that when we were writing and editing, we'd got that in the background. And I think hopefully it'll work a bit like osmosis, that it will link together because we've had it as part of our practice.
The music, it just really gave me goosebumps. It was just so wonderful, and I can't wait to hear how it sounds with the poetry, because there's the music aspect and then there's the poetry aspect, but together it's just going to be absolutely incredible. I can't wait to hear it.